Hi, my name's Tony Amore. How's it going? How's it going? Tony Amore, classical Spanish guitar. Tony Amore, classical Spanish guitar. Tony Amore, classical Spanish guitar. That's rock and roll. So, actually this isn't a classical Spanish guitar, which is an acoustic guitar. I can play classical music. It's electro acoustic. It's got a pickup on it. I just bought it. See the pickup on it there. I don't know much about pickups really. I never used it. I never used a pickup one before with a pickup, a classical guitar, acoustic guitar with a pickup. But it's electro acoustic guitar they call them. So I bought this beautiful guitar, £130 from Route 66 in Anley, Staffordshire, and Bill and Neil are the guitarists there who own the shop. Really nice guys. Route 66, that's the name of the music shop. And it's a nice one, Bill and Neil from Route 66 music store in Anley, Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, England. I got my piano from the music store, the Music Academy store, and my keyboard, full-size piano, and that's a really good place as well in Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, for musical instruments. And Kay's is a really good guitar shop for guitars. Kay's, Kays. I've had some nice guitars from there in the past. So I'm still carrying on with piano lessons with Steve Harper and Stoke-on-Trent, my piano teacher. I'm also carrying on with having piano lessons with my Russian piano teacher, Tatiana Iskandarova, which of course I've spoken about before. So I'm still going up to Keele University, the Clockhouse Music Department, Keele University, Staffordshire, England, to have my piano lessons, playing concert piano pieces, concert pianist pieces, Frederick Chopin and Franz Liszt and Ludwig van Beethoven and people. So I'll still be going there for my music lessons. But I'm going to John Lambert, who's a very gifted and professional guitar teacher who knows he's at the top of his game with classical Spanish guitar music. John Lambert, I've known him for years. So I'm starting my classical guitar lessons. I'm just going to play a Spanish music. This is classical Spanish music that I'm going to play now. I'm still carrying on with my artwork as well. Still carry on drawing, painting, whatever. So you have to bear with me with this. And I'm also want to learn how to play flamenco guitar as well. Flamenco, I'm really interested in that. So not flamenco dancing, but flamenco guitar. I wouldn't make a very good flamenco dancer, that I am positive of. So this is Leyenda or Asturias by Isaac Albaneth, Spanish composer, and it's from the suite Espagnoli. So it's a Spanish guitar piece written by Albaneth. It was originally written for the piano. Albaneth was a great virtuoso of the piano, Spanish guy, and I think it was the late 1800s. Late 1800s. Isaac Albaneth, and he wrote this piano piece, Leyenda, which has been played on the guitar as well, transcribed for the guitar as well. So, like I said, you have to bear with me. So that's what I said. Bear with me. So. Start that again. Take 35. Start again. Take 36. Problem is I've got bifocal glasses, so so this is Asturias. So I think the lower voice, the tremolo, where I'm walking the fingers like this, index and middle finger, I think it should be a bit quieter on the tremolo, and the bass should be a bit stronger, a bit louder. So I'll try that. I didn't want my fingers there. Oh. So I had guitar lessons for 8 years off Steve Finney, classical guitar lessons. When I was about, I think I was about 30 years old, and I had classical Spanish guitar lessons for 8 years off Steve Finney. And John Lambert, who I have guitar lessons off now, taught Steve Finney classical Spanish guitar. And then Steve Finney taught me, but then I've been going to John Lambert's guitar lessons as well. And Steve Finney's in Derby now. He's living in Derby. He's a classical, very talented classical Spanish guitarist. He's so amazing. He's unreal. He's like John Lambert, like I said. And John Lambert and Steve Finney, the guitar teachers, know Steve Harper, my piano teacher, and Steve Harper, my piano teacher, also plays classical Spanish guitar, and as well as playing the piano, because obviously he's my piano teacher. And all three of them, Steve Finney, John Lambert and Steve Harper, were in a group together, I think they were a quartet or something, or a trio, but I think actually it was a quartet, so there was 4 people. I don't know who the other person was, and they were all playing music. So so I think might have been, obviously must have been classical Spanish music he played. So a little history there. Tatiana wasn't. Tatiana Skandarova, she wasn't in this group. I don't think she knows any of them people. My Russian piano teacher from Moscow, You must practice, Tony, you must practice. You always choose the most difficult pieces. That's what Tatiana says. You have to do this passage. Меня зовут Tatiana. That's a bit Russian. My name is Tatiana. Меня зовут. До свидания. Goodbye. So, да, нет. So I've been playing that anyway. That's the Leyenda piece, Asturias, by the Spanish composer Isaac Albéniz. I think that's how you pronounce it. Albéniz. So I'll be carrying on with my guitar lessons. I'll only be having probably an hour or half an hour guitar lessons per week, because I need to relearn everything again. But it shouldn't take me long to catch up with that. But I am enjoying it as another thing to do. So that's that. This is one of the flamenco books. This guy. This is one of the greatest Spanish guitar legends, classical guitar legends in the world, or flamenco. He's a flamenco guitar. Sorry, probably classical guitar and flamenco. He's a flamenco legend, a flamenco guitar legend, and his name is Juan Martin. This is a book, and here Juan Martin is showing his skills off and teaching people how to play flamenco guitar, and you got a DVD that goes with it. So it's a classical guitar book, flamenco guitar book, obviously teaching you flamenco guitar, basic techniques and stuff. An in-depth course for absolute beginners, to more advanced players, and that's what he's teaching Juan Martin, the famous flamenco guitar player from Spain. Obviously, you can see his videos on YouTube. He is amazing, unbelievable, talented guy. He's also one of my favourite guitar players, another flamenco guitar legend, who's been on BBC One, a Michael Parkinson show. You can see that on YouTube, and this is Paco de Lucia, and Michael Parkinson, the TV presenter, one of the greatest and one of the most famous TV presenters in the world. I was interviewed a huge amount of stars anyway, from stars that famous people who lived during the 50s and right up to modern day 2000s. So but this was on the Parkinson show, Michael Parkinson show, BBC One. Paco de Lucia was, and he's just one of the most talented flamenco guitar players the world has ever known. I mean, this guy can play guitar. This guy can play. This guy can play guitar. I mean, he's a cool man. So yes, this is another flamenco guitar instruction book, and solo flamenco guitar. And again, you can learn this. It's on Guitar Tab as well. I can read music, but that's on Guitar Tab. It's my artwork, which I've shown you before. So this is what I've drawn in pencil. I'm going to carry on drawing. Obviously, I'll always will do. It's from a Spanish artist, Esteban Murillo, who painted the original of this in 1652, and the original is a huge painting, absolutely colossal painting in a cathedral in Spain. So this is only the top half of the of Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, the mother of Jesus. So I might draw the bottom half of her body and where she's standing on the moon, standing on an eclipse moon and clouds and stuff. I might add that to it. So that's my artwork anyway. So I'll be carrying on with my artwork, pencil drawings. So Caravaggio I'll draw. So Caravaggio's work. I like crooners as well. I like some of the old singers, like Tony Bennett and Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Michael Bublé, the American singer. I like Robbie Williams, obviously, another amazing singer, genius singer, very talented guy, Robbie Williams. So this is my artwork. And this is a Caravaggio drawing that I've done. Caravaggio's the genius artist from Italy. So, so that's some of my artwork anyway. It's another Caravaggio I've drawn. So I'll copy this from a Caravaggio. The Bacchus, which he painted in 1598. So I'll copy this Caravaggio. I could probably do this one again and add watercolor, buy watercolor paper, it'd be slightly smaller watercolor paper, and do a coloured version, but probably. So, so that's me. Some of my artwork anyway. Some of the Caravaggio copied. Another Bacchus, God Bacchus, God of wine and song and poetry. God of wine, song, poetry, God Bacchus, also known as Dionysus, the Greek. And to the Greeks he was called Dionysus, but to the Romans, ancient Romans, he was known as Bacchus. To the Italians, this is the Bacchus, Il Bacchus, the Bacchus. And mulatto does mean ill actually. Il there means the, but that mulatto means ill. Sick Bacchus, well, it means sick, someone who's poorly. So that's the Bacchus, Il Bacchus mulatto. Caravaggio did, and I've copied this Caravaggio. Obviously I'm still working on this. So that's my artwork. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, this is a guy. This is a very talented guy from Stoke on Trent. He's my mate, my friend, Paul Warlow. This is his album he's done. This is his album, and so Paul Warlow, and he's a guitarist. He plays Spanish music guitar. He can play. Sorry, he can play Spanish music, classical Spanish music. This is his album. That's him himself. Cool, that dude, Paul Warlow. And you can see Paul on YouTube playing the classical Spanish guitar. The title is Spanish Sunsets on YouTube. He's a brilliant guitar player and an amazing artist, and I've known Paul for about 20 years. He's just one of the most talented artists I've ever met in my life. I mean, that's his artwork there. This is an album, a guitar album that he's done, and he's an amazing artist, and not just drawing and painting, but he can also do metal sculpture. He can work in. He's worked in ceramics. He's just done everything you can think of, possibly in art. And he's very talented at music. He also can play the piano, strangely enough. So Paul Warlow, great guy, brilliant guy, and just a very talented man, Paul is. So, and he's one of my friends. Cool, that dude. That's what he called. That's what the album's called. This is Paul Warlow's artwork. Just to show you, just so you can see that what a talented artist he is. So this is Paul's artwork. Oh, he's a brilliant poet as well, Paul Warlow. Absolutely amazing poet and a brilliant artist, brilliant musician. So he's had mental health issues like myself, suffered with severe depression. He's been very poorly. He has been very poorly recently, actually. He's had to go into hospital. But a lovely guy, an amazing, talented guy, Paul Warlow. That's Paul's artwork. And it says at the top, words Tony Amore. Artwork Paul Warlow. I used to write poetry myself, like Paul. This is my poetry that I wrote years ago. As I said before, I don't write poetry now. I haven't written it for a long time. I love poetry, but I haven't written poetry for a long time. I like John Keats, Lord Byron, and Percy Bysshe Shelley's poetry, and so obviously I love Shakespeare. I love Elizabeth Browning. I think she's an amazing poet, Elizabeth Browning. She lived during the 1800s. She wrote some wonderful poetry, Elizabeth Browning. So yeah, that's the artwork of Paul Warlow. This is what he's drawn by hand and painted by hand. He's drawn all of this. It's unbelievable. Even the writing. He is so talented. I mean, he's drawn that there. See that detail there? I mean, he's such a talented guy. Such a wonderful inspiration to people. And he lives in Anley, Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire. Brilliant guy, England. big inspiration to me. He's 12 years older than me. Quite a big age gap between us, but we're on the same wavelength, so to speak. Just bought this new book, Beethoven, Ludwig van Beethoven, Piano Sonatas. So, Beethoven, he'll never get anywhere, he'll never catch on. He's like John Lennon and the Beatles, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison and Ringo Starr, they'll never catch on. But he'll never catch on, this guy, Beethoven. I taught him everything he knows. I taught Franz Liszt, piano composer, everything he knows, and Frédéric Chopin. They owe me a great debt, I love Buddy Holly, the amazing Buddy Holly, singer, American singer. He's just one of my most favourite singers in the world. Buddy Holly. Every day it's getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like this will truly come my way. Hey. That's how he sings. I think that's how he sings anyway. So yeah, this is me, Beethoven, Ludwig van Beethoven. It's one that I've been practicing a bit of this one. The Grand Sonata, Pathetic, I think it's called. I don't know why it's called that. This is the Beethoven Sonata number 8 in C minor. I don't normally play a lot of Beethoven, but I do play some. I do love his music though. So this is the Beethoven book I bought. And this is the Grand Sonata, Pathetic, Opus 13, and it's been dedicated to Prince Karl von Lichnowsky, probably his patron. So that's Beethoven. So I'm still carrying on with my Franz Liszt as well. I'm still carrying on with my Franz Liszt Mephisto Waltz, playing that piano piece. This is a brand new book. I only bought it the other day with the other guitar books. So its spine is going to be, the spine on the book is going to be a bit tough. Oh, a bit hard. And Steve Harper got me to play this, my piano teacher from Stoke. A couple of weeks ago. I'll be seeing Steve again tomorrow for a piano lesson for 2 hours. So I can only play the first bar because I haven't been practicing it that much at all. What we've got, we have E flat, G and C, and then we've got C octaves. In the left hand we have an E flat and we have a G, and it's grave, sad. It's a beautiful piano piece, Beethoven. That's that chord there, first chord. It's very very Beethoven. I'm not an expert on Beethoven, but that's got to be very Beethoven. I need to concentrate toning. And then B natural D. Sorry, A, C, and E. And then it's chord. So that's the beginning of it, of the Sonata number 8 in C minor, the pathetic, Grand Sonata Pathetique. So, oh, sorry. I mean, Beethoven's wonderful. You know, if you're having a bad day or something, things aren't so good, you can just get on and play a Beethoven piece. Again. So that's the first bar, anyway, of the. That's the first bar of the Sonata Pathetique. In fact, I think I've just played that in the wrong position. Actually, sorry about that. I've just played that in the wrong position. I have to do that again. So, the middle C area. So again. Aha! Bit of a difference. Okay. So that's it. It's the right position. This a couple of times. Get used to it. That's the beginning of the Sonata number 8 in C minor, the Grand Sonata Pathetique by Ludwig van Beethoven. So, there's quite a lot of sonatas in there. So this is Frédéric Chopin. Frédéric Chopin. And it's very windy outside, so this is the end of the ballad in G minor by Frédéric Chopin. So it's a ballad in G minor. This is Chopin. This is the end, the finale of it, which I've been playing. Well, as I said before, I'm still carrying on with Mephisto was by Franz Liszt. So also, let's do that again. So I think I played that correctly. I just went to G. So again. No, that's not right. Again. G there, G there. Blah, blah, blah. So let's do the right hand first. Let's do the right hand first. Then F sharp. F sharp, G. No, start again. C, D, Ah, I know what's happened. That isn't the button C, is it? That's A. And the right hand, really like, so it's here, so it goes A, B, that's it, A, B, C, D, E, that's it. Got it now. My reading skills weren't very good then. So right, got it now. And we'll get this on eventually.
Go from
That's it.
what am I doing now? What am I doing now? Nice. I'll do that again, start that again, so piano soft. That's Chopin's, Frederick Chopin's Ballad in G minor. I think it says here 1835. 1835, the Ballad in G minor by Frederick Chopin. And that's it. And that's it for that. That's me Franz list. Hungarian Rhapsody. Play a bit of Hungarian Rhapsody. You can watch Lang Lang play this on YouTube, the famous concert pianist. So So I do again. That should be a chord. Chord, what am I doing? What am I doing? That goes on from there. And that's Franz Liszt, Hungarian Rhapsody. And that's Buddy Holly. And Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh. Thank you very much from Tony Amore. Thank you for watching. That's rock and roll. That's showbiz. Show business. Oh, I like Tiffany Poon as well, the classic concert Chinese pianist. I think Tiffany Poon is amazing. Thank you from Tony Amore. Tiffany Poon. P-O-O-N. Tiffany Poon, Chinese concert pianist. She's amazing. Thank you from Tony Amore.